Be'ezrat Hashem, B'ezrat Hashem, we're back at the Bet Midrash HaKadosh, Bet Midrash Damitchai, Shat Mozachat, Monday morning, the 5th of the month of Shvat, and it's the second day of the week of Parashat Shabbat, Parashat B'Shalach. Be'ezrat Hashem will be discussing the halacha number 11 in siman Reish Mem, siman 240 near Yoredeya, Kibud Avayim, Be'ezrat Hashem, will continue today. So the question is like this: the halacha says that somebody saw Ra Aviv Sha'avar al Divrei Torah. Ra Aviv Sha'avar al Divrei Torah. Lo yamar lo avarta al Divrei Torah. So you see a father. What does he do? Your father he turned on the light on Shabbat. He did avera. That's what. The avera of Shabbat, of anything, any Shabbat, anything. So the halacha says you are prohibited. You have no right to tell him avart al divrei Torah. You broke the halacha. Not allowed to tell your father. You're breaking halacha. Or he sees his mother with her bosom out. She's on sneeze. You can't tell her, lady, why are you walking like that? Mommy, excuse me, mommy, what are you doing? You're breaking halacha.
You're not allowed to say it?
No.
Why?
Ela Yomar, the halacha Shulchan Aruch. What do you mean, why? This is what Shulchan Aruch says.
Why?
Let's see.
What is this?
No, Shulchan Kibud Avayim now.
Ah, okay.
You see your father and your mother breaking halacha. Divrei Torah. Ela Yomar lo Abba. Katuv b'Torah. How do you speak to your father? You approach them, say, Tati, Daddy. Isn't it written in the Torah? Kach v'kach. Isn't it say over here? Lo tivaru esh b'chol mashmotechem. It says in the Torah not to light fire. Your father lit a cigarette. He wants to smoke. A lighter. You tell him, isn't that say over there? Ki'ilu hu sho'el mimeno. It's like you're asking from him. You're not saying, why are you lighting a fire on Shabbat? Why are you lighting a cigarette? Not your business. Really not your business. Your father wants to light a cigarette, he wants to do anything in the world. It's not your business. So Shulchan Aruch says, you ask him a question, nicely, with all due respect. It's like you're seeing HaKadosh Baruch Hu doing something that you don't appreciate. That you told him, you're asking, what are you doing? God. Your parent is your God. You understand that? Do you understand that?
Yo.
Your father and your mother is your God. They created you. And you have to treat them like God. And today, somebody asks, how do I know what's my fear of heaven? And how do I know if I'm honoring Hashem properly? See how you treat your parents. That's the barometer. If you treat your parents like God, then you're respecting God, Hashem. And if you treat your parents like another person, like, they're going to influence me to do bad things if I'm going to respect them. Not your business. It's not your business. You understand? Yom Tov. It's going to influence you. We'll move to a different town. I already said that already. We answered that already. Where were you? We answered that question.
Where?
If they're going to influence you or they're going to make you do averot by talking to them nicely, you move to a different town. So you don't see them every second to do averah. That's the halacha. Okay.
Welcome to my life.
הוא שואל ממנו ולא כמזהירו והוא יבין מעצמו. The son is obligated to ask his father as if he's wondering and not even with the attitude of like reproach. You don't say, hey, isn't it there? Isn't it written in the Torah? Not isn't it. Daddy, we learned in the yeshiva, it says over here not to light fire. Does it mean not fire like to warm up maybe? It's prohibited, but a cigarette is allowed? Like this. You hear? But you have to be like a simpleton. Maybe the Torah tells you, Lo tevaru esh bechol mochshvotechem. The pasuk says, don't light fire in your residence place. Meaning, indicating what? What does it sound like?
Out of the residence you can do.
No, to warm up your house. That's what it's hinting here. That's what's mashma in the pasuk itself. That's what it means. What else can it mean? Don't light fire in your residence. Why are you lighting fire in your residence? To warm up your house. So on Shabbat, you're not allowed to warm up your house, lighting fire. But to smoke a cigarette, maybe that is allowed. That's the question you ask him. And you have to mean it. Not like a sometimes a question really means like you Russia. No. The Shulchan Aruch says you're obligated to play a fool. And not a fool that it's obvious, just a question, and you justify it. You must justify your father. What he did is not wrong, Yom Tov. Really, it's not wrong. Maybe that's how your father learned the pasuk.
No,
But maybe he did. Maybe he did. He did, like I explained. He really learns the pasuk. It means to warm up your house, but to smoke a cigarette is allowed.
אבל כתוב לא תדליקו בביתכם, אבל יוצא מזה שמחוץ לבית, אתה כן יכול כאילו להגיד.
Or another excuse, find any excuse. But he's lighting a cigarette on your porch, it's in the house. In the backyard, it's in your house, Habibi, don't worry. Or maybe you're right, it's in the backyard, it's not inside the house. Find any excuse to justify it, what he's doing. And then ask a question. Let him answer you. You hear what he's saying here? ולא יתבייש, and you should not be embarrassing, ואם היה אומר שמועה בטעות, לא יאמר לו, לא תתני האחים. What about if your father is coming and he's saying this perush? Literally, he took the words out of my mouth and he said, you're right, it says lo tevaru esh bechol moshvotechem really means lighting fire to warm up the house. You say, Ribbon Shalom, that's not even close to the reality of the pasuk. It means don't light fire, any fire. What's the difference for light the house? So you know he's talking nonsense. So Shulchan Aruch says, Chas v'shalom, lo yomar lo, lo tetni achi. You're not allowed to tell him you're doing wrong. Even now, he's going even deeper. Till now, you saw him doing Averah. So you ask him a question, does it mean this and that? Tomorrow he comes into the Beis Medrash, and you know what he says? You know, you're allowed to light fire on a cigarette because you're not warming up the house. And he took the question, and now he's even, you know those guys.
מתחכם עם התשובה.
Yeah. חכמים תזהרו בדבריהם. The Chazal tell us that the judges should be very careful when they're asking the question from the witnesses, not to lead them to have a good answer to the other side. And I've seen it so many times. The judge sits over there and he's giving answers for both. He's asking questions for both and answering both. Mishugina, you're supposed to sit, a judge is supposed to sit like this, not expressing anything, not to help this guy and not to help the other guy. Let me hear what you're saying. Exactly. I want to hear what you're saying. Well, and that's it. No additional words. Nothing. Today, people are learning Torah. But anyway, that's a different subject. One day, we're going to discuss how to be a Dayan, hopefully. Okay, so that's the halacha. Bet. You'd bet. Next one. Number 12. Amar lo aviv hashkeni mayim. Okay, so now the father says, Ariel Hashem, do me a favor, bring me a bottle of water. I want to drink. ויש לפניו לעשות מצווה עוברת. But he is what? There is another mitzvah that if he doesn't do it at that moment while he's getting this, it's like today, Baruch Hashem, you go to the sink, it's not a big deal. You go to a coffee machine right there in the shul, you go into the kitchen, you get all the drink you want. But that's not what we're talking about. Shulchan Aruch says like this. A person lives in some pasiolok, in some kachos, some kishlak over there, kibbutz. They ain't got no water coming into the pipes. He has to go to the river, collect the water, and bring it home. So now the father says he needs to drink. While he goes there, and now it's holding what the guy did, I don't know, he woke up, he had a stomachache. Now Kriyat Shema is when? Kriyat Shema is 8:45. And 8:30, his father says, do me a favor,
Go.
Get me water.
Go.
Okay? And if he's going to go and come back, it's going to be 9:30 till he puts on tefillin.
Go.
Hold on. Can you put on tefillin? Can you say Kriyat Shema without putting on tefillin in the morning? Preferably no.
Yes.
The mitzvah is to put out with tefillin and the whole zach. Or he's going to be so tarut doing his task for his father, he won't be even to say Kriyat Shema even without tefillin. It's big.
בלי כוונה אתה עושה.
No, forget about kavanah. No, forget about kavanah. If you're talking about mitzvot, לא צריך kavanah. Let us take the lenient. Right now, he's going to be busy with his father. doing a task that will prevent him to fulfill another mitzvah deoraita. Or he is doing the mitzvah deoraita. Or let's say he already put on tefillin.
In process.
He's already in the middle of the praying, and he's gonna miss the tefillin, and he's gonna take the tefillin off and go to fulfill his father's command. What do you do?
You go.
Let's see, I don't know. ויש לפקודת מצווה עוברת, עוברת כגון קבורת מת או לוויה, more than that, he's in the middle of levaya. He's in the middle of walking dead to his burial. It's mitzvah deoraita. So, but his father tells him, go get me water, and he's in the middle of a mitzvah. If he's gonna go get him water, he's gonna forsake the dead, which is not, it's haram. Okay, so what do you do? So he says like this, הלכה, אם אפשר למצווה שתעשה על ידי אחרים, יעסוק בכבוד אביו. If the mitzvah that he is doing currently right now, let's say he's the one who's carrying the dead body, there's nobody else. If there's others, that's it, let him do it.
Not even a question.
Not even a question. But he's carrying the dead man on his shoulders. He has a dead man on his shoulders.
Drop him.
Right. He is walking with him, and there's nobody else buried in his van. יעסוק בכבוד אביו. If others could help to do the job on his behalf, he should let them do it and do the honor of his father. Go, do whatever you need to do. ואם התחיל במצווה התחילה, okay, so now Haggai adds.
And if there's nobody, then he.
No.
he
If
doesn't
only
drop it.
the allowance is only if there's others who could do the mitzvah. What's this? So Bezat Hashem, the Rabbi continues over here. ואם התחיל במצווה תחילה, יגמור העוסק במצווה פטור מן המצווה. However, the Rama interjects here. He says all this is talking about is it's for you to before you start an other mitzvah. But if you're in the middle of another mitzvah, you must finish your current mitzvah, and then your father's request is to be fulfilled. Meaning, your father's request cannot interrupt you in the middle of a mitzvah deoraita. If you're in the middle of a mitzvah, you must complete it and then do your father's bidding. Till then, no way. Okay? The Shulchan Aruch means there is a mitzvah that you are about to start. Before you started, according to Rama, that's what it means. Okay. V'im and
Wait, 1 second. So before you start, even if you're going to be late for whatever,
Right.
you do it.
yes, because
If you're in the middle, you don't stop.
right, because again, some concept is very simple. Honoring your father is like saying Kriyat Shema.
Right.
Right? Honoring your father.
Mitzvah. You don't interrupt one mitzvah for another.
Right. So as
general concept.
long as you're in the middle of a mitzvah.
Right. But if you didn't start it
It
yet,
started there because there is a physical requirement. Like this, Hakadosh Baruch Hu says, "Me or another person before me." How do we know that from?
me or another person.
Right.
person before.
Hashem says that.
כבוד האדם לחברו לפני כבוד האדם למקום.
Yes, 1,000%. That's the difference between Jewish religion and all the other fakers. All the fakers, they think honor of God comes before honor of humans. It's not true. Hashem says you honor humans before honoring me. Where do we know that from? We learn it from Avraham Avinu, the third parasha in the Torah, the fourth parasha, Vayera, where Avraham Avinu says to Hashem, "You wait. I have to take care of humans. They need to eat.
Yeah, the guest.
I need to take care of humans." And Hashem says, "That's the Torah. That's the true Torah. That humans come before God's honor."
גם אמר רבי עקיבא, ואהבת לרעך כמוך, נגמר.
That's the different story. But anyway, so here, since your father is commending you, and that's a mitzvah that what you are fulfill God's will to listen to your father, but it's God's will now to say Kriyat Shema. That's Hashem's will. So it's time to say Kriyat Shema or to listen to your father, you listen to your father. But if you already started it in a mitzvah from God, Kriyat Shema or prayer,
You finish it.
you must finish it because you're in the middle of honoring God. The concept is but you're gonna say, wait a minute, Avraham Avinu
stopped.
But Avraham Avinu was not honoring God. God came to honor him. But no, that's the very important lesson here. That Avraham Avinu didn't come to fulfill the mitzvah. Hashem came, so Hashem came. So Avraham Avinu says, you know what? Right now, that's what it says. Godol achnasat orchim, to honor a guest is merit than talking to God. Because remember, Hashem has no needs. Hashem has zero needs.
And he's always going to be there.
He never needs anything from you. So when it comes to other people, Hashem tells you go take care of them. But if you're in the middle of a mitzvah, for whom you're doing the mitzvah, again, you're not fulfilling the mitzvah for God, because God doesn't need it. God commands you to do something, is because He wants you to accomplish certain level, whatever it is. There's certain aura has to come down to this world. It's only going to come down when you go how far, even to go to the bathroom. When I go to the bathroom, there is a special aura coming down to this world for me going to clean myself. Why? Because I'm fulfilling God's command. It's God's command that I go to the bathroom. That's why I'm not allowed to delay. I'm telling you, even in the rest, with respect to the most lowliest thing, it's not such a pure thing going to the restroom, right? But still, even there, I'm fulfilling God's will, and that brings special aura to this world. That me going to the bathroom gives a blessing to this world. Even that. You know what's going on here? That's something that people look down on it. Everything that has to relate it to Hashem's. So you're in the middle of mitzvah. You're in the middle of what? Taking care of this world. So there we don't tell you to stop. But okay. ואם אין שם אחרים יעסוק במצווה ויניח כבוד אביו. However, if nobody is going to bury this person, then you have to bury him, right? There's nobody else to take care of the mitzvah. You say, your father, I'm sorry.
I'm going to bury him.
I'm going to bury him first. That's the obligation. Okay? לוויה, או כגון קבורת מת, או לוויה. Okay. מיהו, however, says the Rama, אם אין זמן המצווה עוברת, יעסוק בכבוד אביו, ואחר כך יעשה במצווה. But, let's say, it takes me half hour to go to the river, half hour to come back, right? That's 1 hour. But my father requested that I give him a drink at 5 o'clock in the morning, or 6 o'clock in the morning. Prayer till 9 o'clock. I can fulfill the mitzvah Kriyat Shema till 9 o'clock. What do you want from me? No. So if the mitzvah is not lost, you still have time, plenty of time to fulfill the mitzvah. You should fulfill your request from your father first.
כן, אבל אתה מהדר אותה פחות, כי אתה לא עושה נץ.
For instance, let's take it to our situation. We're not in Yerushalayim. The guy is a Chaver Kadesh. He does business of burial. So in the middle of the night, there is no burial. It's only in Yerushalayim you're allowed to bury at night.
Okay.
In the middle of the night, we don't bury people outside of Israel, outside of Yerushalayim. Only Yerushalayim, because in Yerushalayim the allowance is 2 hours max for a body to be outside of the grave.
Because it's Jerusalem.
Because it's the holiest city in the world.
It's a holy place.
Yes, since it's the holiest, that's the creation of the world, Yerushalayim.
Somebody dies, 2 hours have to be.
Maximum 2 hours. We don't wait for nobody. We don't do anything. We don't care about anything. 2 hours is best to be buried.
In Jerusalem, they're doing funeral.
Even murder investigation.
Anything. There's no allowance. There's no morgue and a shed.
So you want to tell me, even right now, in Israel, they bury within 2 hours? No.
They have to, yeah. There's going to be protests. There's going to be hell.
If somebody got killed?
Doesn't matter.
Only suicide, they're not going to do it.
Why? 2 hours, everybody has to be buried.
No, suicide, anyhow, you not bury inside. You bury it outside of the fence.
I don't know.
So
I don't know.
It's,
I don't know. Anybody died in Yerushalayim, I never heard of suicide differently. In Yerushalayim, they must be buried within 2 hours.
How do you know?
Yeah.
I figure, I'm thinking.
I'm saying, how do you have to do some sort of investigation.
Yeah, this one's going to take more than 2 hours.
It's going to take any investigation.
Take all your pictures, then bye-bye. Halas, what?
But it takes time.
I understand. The morgue, 2 hours, they must bury them. That's
2 hours.
And if they're taking the crow,
if the people in Yerushalayim, one second, in Yerushalayim people eating pigs also. What are you asking me? I don't know what you're asking me.
No.
Halacha, that's the halacha. People follow it?
Okay, but okay, somebody died in Jerusalem. The morgue is in Tel Aviv. They took the body from Jerusalem to Tel Aviv to the morgue. Still, you are under the 2 hours rule.
I believe so. Yeah, Yerushalayim.
No, because then you're not in Jerusalem.
It doesn't matter.
No,
I don't know if you're allowed to take them out also out of Yerushalayim.
Well, you took them out.
If they don't have morgue over there, if they don't have
well, of course there's
makom to prepare and.
By the way, met tofes mekomo. Just to let you know, not so pashut. The halacha is if a dead body must be buried immediately where he died. Met tofes mekomo. So there are there's allowance in the middle of the city. Yeah, by the Knesset, not us. Of course,
you're going to break the floor.
Right. So you're not going to break it. Somebody died in this rule. So I guess there is a lot of rules. So now you're going to take them outside of Yerushalayim just because? Okay, there's plenty of graveyards in Yerushalayim.
No, I'm thinking in case of some investigation situation.
That's what he's asking. I don't know. Again, that's what I was told. You don't play games. We have to go there and one day we'll learn it. Not right after Kippur. We don't want to be right after.
No, we don't wanna
We'll do that later. One day.
מסכן, חיכו
One
יומיים,
day.
מי?
זה היהודי.
Okay, זה חוץ לארץ. Rabbi, what's his name? Rabbi Kanievsky also. He died Friday and he was buried Sunday. Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky. What? Who? I'm telling you, Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky in Israel, Bnei Brak. He died on Friday and they buried him on Sunday.
למה?
ככה, יותר כבוד, more people came.
You don't bury
What up?
people on Shabbat anyway.
Huh?
You don't bury people on
On
Shabbat.
Erev Shabbat we bury. Rabbi Belsky was buried on Friday.
In Jerusalem, you can make a funeral at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Friday.
Yeah,
Half an hour before Shabbat, they're doing funeral.
yeah.
People not sitting yeshiva in this case.
Why?
Why?
He's coming home Shabbat,
After
he cannot sit.
After Shabbat. Motzei Shabbat he's doing Shabbat. What do you mean?
No, Motzei Shabbat, not
Yeah.
the same day.
No, he sits before and then quickly go.
2 minutes to start and
You start, yeah, but Shabbat does not break Shabbat. Okay. Yud Gimel, halacha number 13. Aviv Talmud Torah Gadol Michvod Avayim. Anytime your father, says Shulchan Aruch, anytime your father or your mother comes and tells you to disturb you learning Torah, no, Talmud Torah, the Torah learning is greater than honoring your father and mother. Now this needs a lot of pirushim, right? Learning Torah is a fulfillment from God, of course. But so what does that mean? What does that mean? So now you have a free ticket. You say, I don't have to bring in water to my father because I'm learning Torah. Is that what it means?
that's how it sounds.
Sounds like it, right?
If
Yes,
you're
sir.
in the middle of it, here you're in the middle of it. You started. That's it.
Where are you learning it from? So he says like this. Listen to this. Sifti Kohen says.
One
What?
more if you want.
What? One more phone?
Yeah.
Is it working?
Yes. I tested. Only if you want.
Just because my phones break all the time, I have to take it. That's because it's crazy. Like me,
If
every
you like to
year,
buy a present for the rabbi, it's a good idea.
every year I buy this phone.
No,
Every
it's
year.
available. $30.
Mazak Baruch.
Still.
Thank you very much. Don't tell me I'm
so much.
stealing.
No,
Oh,
the
okay.
price is still.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All
Thank
the
you.
best, Rabbi.
Baruch Hashem. Okay, very good. Very good. I'm happy. Okay.
תנסה לתת לבנות אחד כזה, תראה. הילדים לא יקבלו את הטלפון הזה.
They'll kill me, yeah. The girls, they will not accept. So one second, what's going on? You may need to accept the terms to use this device. Accept, okay.
Карточку надо поставить.
יכול להיות אין סים, בגלל זה הוא לא עובד, הרב.
Yeah. One second, I just need to shut it off. Okay, you shut it off while I'm looking inside. Okay, so he said like this. Where do you know that the Torah is more important than honoring your parents? Because from Yaakov Avinu, he learned for 22 years. בבית שם ועבר, לא נעשה עליהן, לא נענש עליהן. Sorry, he learned for 14 years in the yeshiva, he didn't get punished for those 14 years. אף על פי שביטל מצוות כיבוד. Right? Even though he didn't honor his father during those 14 years, while it's not working, while he was learning. Give me one, I have another idea. Just take out the batteries, it's dead. Okay. Yeah, just take out the battery. Oh, it's dead? Okay, good. But I'm happy, look at that, just changing the siman. I'm so happy, Baruch Hashem. Sometimes Hashem says people like that.
הוא השם רע, יש לך צער בגלל הטלפון, מה אני אעשה? צריך טלפון כשר, הנה נותן לך שניים, לא אחד.
Amazing, huh? Jewish people. Amazing.
מה?
Guys coming to sell books, he got me 2 phones. Amazing. Ay, Shabbos. Okay, let's say Turei Zahav. Let's say Turei Zahav. תלמוד תורה גדול, נלמד מיעקב שנענש בשמו. So Turei Zahav and Shach both say the same thing. So, but again, you need still pirush. What does that mean? That learning Torah is more prevalent than honoring your father?
זאת אומרת, אם אתה באמצע שיעור גמרא, אבא יתקשר, אתה לא עונה.
That's right. That's the first rule. If your father, you don't answer the phone. Beautiful. Thank you. Meaning,
זה קורה לנו הרבה, הרב, אתה יודע
if
את
your
זה.
father is calling you, what I told you Yom Tov last week, you don't pick up the phone on your father. So that's what it means. In the middle of learning Torah, why are you going to pick up the phone on your father? Now, how much more so on your wife? which your wife is you. So maybe your wife is more important than your father.
Maybe
No.
your wife takes precedence.
No. Remember, you're not God to yourself. You're the right. Your wife is you. So if your father and your mother are like Hashem to you, like they're God, they created you. Torah tells you in the middle of Torah, you don't answer the phone call. So who gave you permission to answer the phone call to your wife?
Not the same.
What do you mean not the same?
Not the same.
Well, again, 1 second. Can I
Any number of different things could be happening.
like?
Shmini.
Should what? Emergency? Like a police emergency?
Emergency.
911. Medical emergency? You're a doctor? 911.
She may need
What's emergency? No, she needs you to buy burgers after you finish learning. Is that important?
Generally,
Send a
Send a
message.
text. That's
Send
it.
a text.
Generally, she doesn't call.
Not so pashut. Money generally she doesn't call. Of course she's gonna call, but Satan is the best in the middle of learning Torah.
No, so like
Satan will make her make sure she calls you in the middle of learning Torah. And that's what. How many people you learn with every day? I do. Non-stop. I say last night, hello, we're in the middle of learning. What are you doing? No, my wife is calling. So what do you mean your wife is calling? Who gave you permission to pick up the phone of your wife? In the middle of learning Torah.
So for example,
Yeah.
maybe I'm very lucky, but my wife doesn't call me for no good reason.
Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
If
She
she's
is the
calling,
best.
there's a good
She is
reason.
the best. She calls you only in the biggest emergency in the world. You're in the middle of learning Torah. Why, your father also likes to call you just to bother you? No, your father is important. Your father is God talking. The God is talking now. Your God is calling you. What do you mean don't pick up the phone? He tells you don't pick up the phone. Talmud Torah, Gadol michvod av v'em. Honoring your father or mother, it does not take precedence over learning Torah. Finished. I don't understand. You're in the middle of shur. You have a shur 5 o'clock at night every night. Your father wants you to go pick up, I don't know, tourist, his guest, his mother, your grandpa is coming in the airport. To go pick him up from the airport, 5 p.m., you must be there 4:30 to pick him up. You're going to miss the shur. Not allowed to.
If you're gonna miss the shore, I think you are.
Not allowed to.
You didn't start.
It doesn't matter. He says no.
He says you didn't.
Again, but
that doesn't make sense.
Again, if your father is coming to prevent you from, that's what I'm learning. Talmud Torah Gadol.
It doesn't make sense.
Yes, it is.
No,
He
because-
over here till now is discussed. One second.
One
Till
second.
now we discussed doing a mitzvah.
Okay, you want to tell me that you want to tell me that I stop Kriyat Shema. I don't worry about
Right? Because it's doing a mitzvah.
beforehand.
This mitzvah and
No,
this
no,
mitzvah.
I'm saying the
Right.
concept, the
This
concept is
mitzvah and this
beforehand.
mitzvah.
The concept is beforehand.
Yeah.
You're saying that I could put aside. I can put
Right.
aside anything if I didn't start it.
No, unless we said no, unless you don't have time. It's running out also.
No, but it said over there if it's running out, it's okay.
No.
You're not gonna have time. You said even if you don't have time, don't worry about it. Do what your father tells you.
No,
to do.
that's not what we
Go
said.
walk to the river, get him the water.
No. We said like this. If the Kriyat Shema is gonna miss, so the only time you can go to the river, it's at 6 o'clock in the morning. But at 9 o'clock you can go. You're in the middle of Kriyat Shema now. You have obligation. Mitzvah that doesn't pass. If a mitzvah is gonna run away for you fulfilling the mitzvah of your father, you cannot be doicha. One more time.
Let's go back because.
אמר לו אביו, אוקיי, השקני מים. My father says, go get me water. ויש לפניו לעשות מצווה עוברת. כגון קבורת מת או לוויה, אם אפשר למצווה שתעשה עליה. Any mitzvah that let's say, we spoke about
Even carrying
burial.
the dead, right? Even
Burying the dead. If it's possible, somebody else does the mitzvah, let them. If not, ואם אין שם אחרים לעשות יעסוק במצווה, ויניח כבוד אבו.
because you're in the middle.
No.
אבל זה
That's-
מדבר רק על גבורה, אם אתה צריך לעשות...
No,
in the middle
in the middle of, even if the others are there to fulfill the mitzvah, to continue the mitzvah for you.
So
Let's
if
say-
others are there, you can go.
No, he said no. No, Rama said no. If others are there and you already started doing mitzvah together with them, you don't drop to the what's the name?
Rabbi
It
says
says,
no.
ואם התחיל במצווה תחילה יגמור לעסוק במצווה פטור מן המצווה. There's 5 people near to bury the person. More than that sometimes, right? There's people in the middle of
Only
mitzvah.
4 people need to carry the
You're going to leave, now you're going to leave them, you're in the middle of a mitzvah, you're not allowed. The only time that we said that your father supersedes if you before you started doing the mitzvah. let's say 5 people are about to go and bury the person.
Okay.
They didn't start yet.
Okay,
The father calls them up, get me water.
You didn't start putting on tefillin yet. You're not supposed to go deal with your father.
Again, the
Yes,
feeling
but
is
not
different.
after 9:15.
No, 1 second. So that's why maybe Kriyat Shema, I made a wrong example. Kriyat Shema is part of Torah, Talmud Torah. Because that's a Doraita.
That's why I asked you.
So maybe that's why he's saying over here not to make that mistake. Over here it's talking about physical, your body is needed to do mitzvah.
Here he's talking about
Physical
that person.
aspect, your physical to do mitzvah.
They didn't say Kriyat Shema here.
No, physical. I put that in.
You add
He
it.
says don't take it out. Now this halakha is telling you to take out the mitzvah Kriyat Shema out of that concept. Only if your physical body is doing something. So since your body is already in the middle of the mitzvah, don't. If you started before, go. But here now he's telling you Talmud Torah gadol michvot avayim. So I'm saying Kriyat Shema is part of Talmud Torah in the morning as a mitzvah, and no, that should take precedence.
Well,
If your father is going to tell you something,
if you don't do Kriyat Shema on time, then
gonna
it's
go.
like
That's what
learning.
we're talking about, yeah.
Then it's like learning.
yes, no, oh.
Yeah.
So 1 second, can you tell me?
If you don't do it on time,
So
it's
maybe
like you're
even
learning.
that,
It's
that
like
far,
you're learning.
even that far, that comes first.
Maybe not.
She says yes. If you're saying even more than what I've just said, let's say the son woke up 9:30. It's already after Kriyat Shema Zman. Now, anytime you say Kriyat Shema, it's already learning Torah, right? We established that. Good.
Yeah.
So now the father says, "Go get me water," but he didn't fulfill the mitzvah of Kriyat Shema yet.
That's my whole argument for davening alone.
So 1 second.
Because I'm learning how to read. I'm learning.
Very
Torah.
good. Hold on.
You can't say anything.
I don't know. 1 second. Your argument is.
No, it's a strong argument. but
It's not a
okay.
strong
It's a-
argument.
it's a strong
Not
argument.
even close to an argument.
It's okay.
It's
It's
whatever.
okay.
Don't start up.
It's
Don't
okay.
start up. It's a personal
It's
thing.
okay.
We're fighting for nothing.
It's okay.
Okay. Anyway, I'm saying even more what you just said. If he's gonna say Kriyat Shema at 10 o'clock in the morning, he didn't do the Kriyat Shema yet. So meaning every second he has to put on. Now his father comes. I need a drink. Go to the river. According to this, he's not allowed to go to the river.
He didn't start yet.
Doesn't matter because he's already late. The Kriyat Shema is there. Kriyat Shema is sitting on him on the head. It's telling him, you must fulfill it.
His father's sitting on his head.
No, but his father just came. But Kriyat Shema is already
So you
earlier.
tell me God comes down, says go do this. You say no, God, I'm
I'm in the middle of a mitzvah. I'm in the
You're
middle
not
of
in
a
the
mitzvah.
middle.
But I am.
No, but you're not.
But
You
I
don't
am.
start.
But he's saying no. It's a chovah. You're an obligation. Your obligation cannot be dismissed by your father's command. That's what we're trying to say.
Your obligation cannot be dismissed.
Dismissed. Your father cannot dismiss God's obligations. You still have the obligation. So if if it's like you said, it will be more stronger.
No, so what you want to tell me? So you want to tell me God comes down and says, go do this. You say, no, God, wait, God, let me finish this first.
No, so that's what we said. If it's 6 o'clock in the morning, you have till 9 o'clock to fulfill the mitzvah. So there, the Hashem said, since you didn't start yet, your father says, go get me water, you go. But if let's say it's 6 o'clock in the morning and Netz is 6:30, and now you start already, you put on tefillin and you're ready to daven, and your father comes and says, go and get me
Let's say you
water.
didn't.
1 second, get me water, and you're gonna say to yourself, wait a minute, so let me not daven with minyan, with the nets. I'll daven until 9 o'clock, I have plenty of time. Says no, but since you already started in the middle of mitzvah, you should not interrupt.
If you started, but you didn't start.
But we are talking about starting. The question is over there, 10 o'clock in the morning, you didn't start, right? 10 o'clock in the morning is you didn't start. Good. But you have an obligation to say Kriyat Shema, and that's Talmud Torah. It's
you
like
missed your obligation.
it's no. So that's what he's saying.
אבל
No.
עבר הזמן.
You already missed your obligation.
לא. כל זמן עד נץ עד חצות זה כאילו לימוד תורה. אתה חייב להגיד את זה. You have to say in the morning.
לא, אבל שמע, אתה אומר...
If you didn't say it on time, okay, you're learning Torah.
So if you're learning Torah, it's more important than your father. Talmud Torah כנגד כבוד אביהם. It's much greater than honoring your father. It's not. Right now you have to say tefillin. You have a lachatz on you. It's a pressure on you. 10 o'clock in the morning.
1 second.
Sir.
You're on your way.
Yeah.
Okay, you're on your way. Your father calls you. He says, yo,
Okay.
I need you to do something.
Okay.
You're not there yet.
Okay.
What do you do?
So again, whatever it depends.
You say
if
no,
you're
Dad,
on
I'm on my way.
Excuse me. If it's on, if
You
it's
tell him I'm on my way to learning. I'm not going to do it.
if you're on the way to learning, let's say you have a class. You're right.
You're not giving. You're going.
You're going to a class Torah.
You're
It
not
doesn't
giving.
matter who's giving, not giving. 5 o'clock means 5 o'clock. Yareg v'lo yavor. Kavat. The first rule that was one of the first questions you asked when you go there. If you have a schedule to be learning, the whole world doesn't exist. Schedule comes
If
first.
you set it aside time.
Yeah, so the student or teacher, it doesn't matter. Student or teacher, the class is, the rabbi is there waiting. Imagine yourself, rabbi comes, and every student talk like you. The rabbi is talking to the wall.
He's not talking to the wall.
Yeah, there's nobody here.
There's always going to be somebody.
You see, that's the problem. You can't do that.
There's always going to be
No,
that's the beauty about the Jewish
No,
people. There's
no,
always
and
gonna
that's
be somebody.
Ashkenazi Torah. We as Faradim think the other way around. When the Shchai says, you must think that you're the only one there. In the prayer, in anywhere that there's a gathering, you must imagine that you are the one who is the basis of this place. Meaning, if you're not there, you're not there. Ben Shai says it because if everybody thinks like this, we will never have problems. But if everyone thinks like Ashkenazi, that's the problem. Somebody else will be there. Somebody else. You know that trick. You know that shul. There was a shul. What's his name? Every year, they would Simchat Torah would be the biggest joy. So what they do every year, because there was a poor community, like I told you in olden days, it took a long time to have a wedding. Why? Because nobody had wine in their house. To get wine was a big thing. Yeah, Ariel Hashem. So we have like today, not like today, we have Baruch Hashem wine galore. How much wine you want? $10 bottle, $20, $5 bottle, whatever you want, right?
It was hard.
So they decided, so they had a rule in the community was that since Simchat Torah is a big event and drinking wine is part of it, so every year they would have a special bucket and everybody would come and pour every Motzei Shabbat they would have a cup of wine left, a clean wine, put it in there, and when comes Simchat Torah, there will be a beautiful barrel and we'll all drink. And that's what they did for years. One year, somebody decided, says, Chalas, Baruch Hashem, every year we have, let me put a cup of water this time. Big deal, nobody's going to notice. One cup, I didn't have money, whatever it is. It happened to be, everybody came to drink wine and water is coming. Water is coming out of the barrel. Why? Because everybody thought the same thing that year. Everyone decided to put a cup of water inside the barrel and thinking that the next guy's wine will cover the problem, but it didn't. Okay, anyway, so you can't think like that. Right now it's learning. Finished. He's telling you, however, I need somebody else telling me other ways around. Let me see if I find over here something. What does that mean? Learning Torah, that's it, you put your father aside and that's it? Let's see if Petchet Shuvah says something. Oh, there's another picture over here. Talmud Torah Gadol. Haynu davke im tzarich lelech chutz la'ir. What is he talking about? The question is like this. He says, he gives another scenario, a different aspect. In olden days, they didn't learn Torah like we have today, Baruch Hashem. Here, we go from Maple Ridge to Rabbi Sharabani, from this, that, from Boca, half-hour drive, not a problem. In the olden days, they used to travel outside of the city and learn by the Rebbe in different town. And says that's the case here. Oh, what is mermaid? What is this? That's a scam phone call. Look at that. It doesn't even say it's a scam. Okay, but let's see. How can I get it to vibrate? Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll do it later. Okay, so he says you're going out of town to learn. So that's what Shulchan Aruch means.
That's why they brought the pasuk that he was somewhere else.
That's right. That's what Shulchan Aruch means.
And nobody, and he didn't have to come back.
That's right. Now,
we're not in the same situation.
Not the rabbi talk.
Sorry.
I understand you have your opinion. I have my opinion. Everybody, Baruch Hashem, is a Petchet Shuvah. At least he earned himself a space next to Shulchan Aruch. That's called Klei Kodesh. That's a holy people. Hey, let's see what they say. Because very much, what I mean, strange, right? Father, honor of Torah, learning Torah is supersedes your father's honor. Let's see. So he says, Aval im hu be'ir. But this is talking about specifically, and that's the shach, and that's the taz, like you learned. Specifically when you're going out, you can't say, you know what, I can't go to Radin. I'm not going to go to Yerushalayim, Yeshiva in Yerushalayim, because I have to honor my father. I'm going to go right now. How's everybody going to Yerushalayim to learn? Sending their sons. The sons are going, abandoning their father. They have to honor their father, right? Right now, the problem is I need somebody to cut my grass. I have to pay $150. If my son was here, he would do it for me, right? So, Kibbutz Abayim, where is that? So he says, no. If the son is in town, and the question arises to learn Torah or to honor your father, first he has to fulfill his father's command, and then continue learning Torah. As it's written in siman, as we'll learn later, 246.
That's say the
Beautiful.
Ashkenazis.
ובזה מתורץ קושיית המקנה בקדושין Asiyat de Malkat. So that's what it means.
Ashkenazi?
Huh?
This is one of ours or one of
Pitzei
yours?
Teshuvah. I don't know.
Who he belongs to?
I don't know. Huh?
עד מתי השיעור?
Few more minutes, we're done almost.
Okay, I have another phone, so...
What? I'm gonna end at 2 for now.
Two is enough?
2 is enough for now.
Maybe these guys will give a present for the Rambam.
No, it's okay. I don't need it. Okay, anyway, Baruch Hashem. So tomorrow we'll continue with Yudalet, B'Siyata D'Shmaya. Those that need to make a parnasah, have to go to work, go make money, a lot of money without any headaches, without any problems, only in good health.